Hey guys, sorry about that. I got normally I just have my Zoom account open. I go to my meetings, but this time like the cookies were erased. I wasn't able to log on. I didn't know my email address. I had to try like 50 because I literally have 50 email addresses. So here we are right now. Jennifer, you're here. I guess we Okay, so guys, with no further ado, I want to welcome you to tonight's team call. I'm sure if you guys were following all of our posts, you all were sitting back like, oh, I want to be there. And Summit was just as amazing as we made it seem. It was so cool, so inspiring. And tonight I'm going to let some of the girls on our team share their just a few takeaways with their biggest takeaways with that they learned at Summit, and then we are going to then I'll end it by giving us our big team challenge, which I'm so excited to do. I realize I left my notebook, but I'm going to get started with April, if you don't mind. I asked April to share some of her biggest takeaways, and yeah, so April, take it away. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay. So I just had a couple of things, and it's not like the typical, I don't really know. I just thought about like things that really stood out to me. So, just unique things. So when I first went to Summit, I have to be honest, like I was thinking, is it all going to be like a bunch of people that are really in shape? I had this preset in my mind of, am I in shape enough to be at Beachbody Summit? I had that in my mind. And then when I got there, y'all, it was just, you had every shape and size. When we were at the super workout, I had a lady that was like 300 pounds next to me. I had two ladies in front of me that were pregnant. And then I had like a 65-year-old man to the other side of me. And that was one of those moments where I was just like, this is amazing. Like, these are coaches, and it doesn't matter your shape or size or where you at, as long as you started and you're moving and you're making the shift to being healthy. So that was one of them. Another thing that I was very impressed about, and I don't even know if the other ladies noticed it, was when we were talking about just the company in general. I thought, okay, here we go. This is going to be like the top coaches. We're going to talk about how much their salary is and how much they're making and all this kind of stuff. And I thought it's going to be really superficial, and it's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to make up a name. Heidi Johnson, she is a 5-star diamond, and she's done all this stuff, and she makes $50,000 a year. And then on top of that, with her bonuses, she makes $100,000. And I was thinking, like, it's just going to be about numbers and how much they make. And I'm telling you, there was not a single word about money. And from my standpoint, like, I just respected that so incredibly much that we did not talk about how much people made. I think that's great. And see, the crazy thing is we're all coaches. I mean, this is a business, but nobody said, well, they made this much. And that's incredible. And then the third thing was when we talked about just changes for us as coaches. And it's crazy because as I sat there, I was thinking about my past jobs, and I was thinking about how many times did I go to my boss and say, I really think we need to change this, and nothing ever happened. But then as I sat there and I listened to how we're changing the website to make it more user-friendly, how we're changing the mobile site to make it more user-friendly, so people aren't asking you, like, how in the world do you order this? Because sometimes we don't even know. That's the bad thing. And then the clean week, which is phenomenal for us to transition people, and so they know exactly what program to go on. I mean, that's amazing. Like, I just want you to think for a minute, how many companies did you ever work for where you said, this is a little change that would make this easier, and then nothing ever happened, and you still suffered through it for 5 years or 10 years, And so I just thought that was amazing. I've only been working for the company maybe a year, and those were just like little things that I thought those need to be improved. And when I went to Summit, they're improving all those areas. So I was really impressed by that. So those are my takeaways.
Awesome. Yeah. So if you guys don't know what Clean Week is, Beachbody said, they were noticing we were running all these challenge groups, 5-day clean eating, a water, or this or that, but we had to like pull information from everywhere, from the Google web, just like a picture for this, a picture for that. So guys, this is huge. Beachbody created Clean Week with the new trainer, Megan Davis. What she's going to be doing is providing people with a fitness that they can do every single week, every single day for a full week. So remember, we would like either pull a video from YouTube. I know I had filmed one. Now we're going to have something professional on Beachbody On Demand where the customer can access day one workout. And the cool thing is Megan is going to be referencing, this is a move from T25. This is a move from 21 Day Fix. That way people are like, oh, I like that style. And they can like get excited to do a Beachbody program. It's also going to come with a full meal plan, 7 days of Shakeology, your coach, challenge tracker app, everything. But it's laid out. We don't have to go and run around and think and find content for our challenge groups. So every month, I think we can think of creative ways to still call it something or still, make it like seem interesting, but the resource is there. We're going to be able to make a little bit of money because you're going to sell a 7-day supply of Shakeology, which is awesome. And it's not such a big blow. People don't have to spend like a ton of money, but they are investing and they're going to get a lot of value. So I am super excited about that. So just to fill you in what Clean Week is. Okay, next, Jenny. And I'm doing my little timer, guys, so we don't go over. So Jenny, you're on. This was Jenny's first summit. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Nope. Sorry, you can't be cool with your headset.
How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. The headphones aren't working. All right. So I have been more than April had, so I hope I don't run out of time. So she already mentioned the changes. That whole thing when they announced the changes, I was really impressed about how much they care about us as coaches and about what benefits us and our customers. Just the kids shake, the new programs and everything that was mentioned already. That was day one. Shalene's information was priceless because I know that a lot of network or all of the network marketing companies have these summits or conferences yearly, but I'm sure they don't get her information. So we have an edge on that. The main thing that she covered was that we get, I think you mentioned it already, Lily, during the day today, but not to mention our company. It's not necessary. We can just kind of talk about what we're doing and let them be curious. Give them hints, give them information, but we're not posting any Shakeology or, ship shop pictures or anything like that. We're kind of just talking about what we're doing and how it makes a difference to us, how it changes our lives or our customers' lives. And we don't need to mention that because she pretty much said, they can go Google, what is Shift Shop and buy it off the internet or buy it from another coach already. So we want them to stay focused on us, right? So that was a big one. Darren Hardy, who's the author of Compound Effect. I already knew this because, we do it every day, but pretty much what he covered was small decisions over time affect everything in our lives. Not the big decisions, the little decisions, the little things we do every day. So they affect our health, they affect our marriages, they affect the way we parent, they affect our whatever. They just affect us. And I already knew this, but just the way he explained it and went through it was really impressive. The challengers at the end of the summit on Saturday night, there were people. I knew that we had a Beachbody challenge that occurred every year that you can enter any challengers. Actually, they don't need to be with a coach. Anybody can go on the website, use the programs, etc., and just apply to get money. And I went into it today They can do 1,000 because they give $1,000 a month. They gave two $27,000 prizes and $200,000 prizes to the grand prize winners. And yes, of course, they lost weight and they look different, but their lives and what it changed in their lives was so impressive to me. You know, because anybody can lose weight, but the part that most people don't understand, except for if you're going through it yourself, is that when we lose weight, it doesn't just affect our physical being. We're changed mentally. We're changed in every area. So that was really impressive. And Melanie Mitchell's family, like April said before, I'm gonna start crying now because it was very, very emotional. You know, her husband talked, her mom talked, and just who she is as a person and how her life has changed and how her kids are affected and everything else. So yes, no money was mentioned, but the impression that we got of how her life is and the difference in her life because of Beachbody, not only hers, but all the other coaches, but hers, of course, was a big one because she is the top coach. And just the way that the company is focused on family. I mean, when we were in the workshops, there were many moms with babies, even walking across the stage with their baby on them, and nobody thought anything of it. There were babies crawling around next to us while we were sitting, and nobody was fazed by that. And I've never worked for a company before, and I worked for network marketing before for 5 years. And when we went there, babies were not really welcome, you know what I mean? Because they would make noise or whatever. But the environment that they provide is that you can bring your baby with you, and it's fine, and it's not a big deal. And you can be, like April said, any size, any color, any gender. You can still make this work, and you can still be a coach with our company. So those were my main takeaways.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny was also a first-time summiter, which, are you coming back, Jenny? Awesome. Okay, so next up, we have Lindsay.
Wait. Okay, can you hear me?
Hold on. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Okay. It's interesting. I'm sorry I missed what April said, so I hope I don't repeat too much. But this summit for me, Summit last year was like super life-changing. Last year was my first year at Summit. And this year I had the privilege of bringing 2 of my downline coaches with me. And I mean, at first I was like, okay, this is cool. These are my friends. They're people I love. And it was cool. But then like once we got there, like it was like it all started to like really come together, and it was a fire inside me. And I understand how Lily felt last year when she was able to bring people with her. And I was going to go over all these notes here that I have that you've probably heard from, but I want to try to express to you guys the feeling that I got there. It was unlike anything else to hear my downline coaches say things like, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. And these are things that I like, okay, I want to be a whatever star diamond coach. Like I do, I want to progress and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, but when I hear my coaches say, like when they say it, they put it out there, they tell me they're accountable to me, and they're like, this is going to be me. And then I'm like, in my head, I immediately went to that negative. Okay, let's not set our goals too high. Like I went there. I didn't say that to them. So if they're watching the replay, I'm sorry. But I had to take myself back for a second and realize, oh, that can't be them. That can't be me. Like there's nothing stopping us. And the feeling that I got there was, you really can achieve these things. You just have to open up your mind to do so. And Brendon Burchard talks a lot about the negativity. And I think it was him, I'm pretty sure, that talked about facing your fears and not knowing math, if I remember correctly. I think that's what he talked about. He talked about, overcoming the rejection, and how, he asked a question of who all here has had one person that really negatively impacted their life. They did something mean to them that they remember, and it was a big turning point for them. And a lot of people raised their hand. And then he said, has anybody had, maybe 3 people that really, really negatively impacted their life by rejecting them? And a few people raised their hand. He went on to say like 5 and 10, and fewer and few people raised their hand. And I thought, that's so true. Like, how many people really, that we get in our head and we don't be rejected. We don't want that feeling. But at the same time, I've had to overcome even close family members rejecting me to be where I am today. And why am I still afraid? Why am I afraid of people that I don't know on Instagram? Or why am I afraid of people who have approached me, when I start to get into this is the program and I'm sorry it costs so much, that kind of thing. And I thought, I'm done. What we offer is value. And it's stupid because I know 100% because I was in that place. Like, I can't even express to you the value that this company, the opportunity, the programs, the products, like, they're 100% life-changing. I got a message today from a girl who said, I want to get back into everything, but I can't my husband's not going to be able to let me get Shakeology. He won't. I know for sure is what she said. He'll freak out about the price. But I don't feel good about myself and all the things that were like, this is golden girl right here. And I said, I finally just had this realization click, like, if I could guarantee you that in 30 days you would be happier and healthier and have more confidence than you have in however long, and it would cost you $130. If I could guarantee you that, and if you didn't feel that way in 30 days, you could get your money back, would it be worth it? Because this is a girl who's been talking to me for months and she's been depressed for months, and like, that's the kind of thing, like that mindset click, that change, that shift is what happens after Summit, if that makes sense. So I'll stop there before I keep rambling.
Oh my gosh, good stuff. I got teary. I'm all emotional today, guys, because just being here with all of you guys is just amazing for me. But you're right. I think, it's easy to get caught up and like, yeah, it's expensive. We're like, yeah, like kind of like judge our situations, even with the dreaming, like, yeah, 5-star diamond, that's a little adventurous, advantageous to think that way. But when you really think of what the solution is, what we offer, there should be no shame in our game because we're not tricking people. It's not like, yeah, get this little magic drink or this wrap that, we're not tricking people. This isn't a gimmick. Like, this can literally change a life, like, for real. And so, yeah, I love that, Lindsay. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, next, Junie, you here? We don't see you.
I know. You're not gonna see me because I have I'm trying to put Jason to sleep. So.
Okay, talk to us. Go ahead. Timer has started, even though you guys have all gone under, which is good.
So this was my second year, and basically I was actually brought my husband, in which I I kind of brought him to help me out as far as him understanding the business in a way and being able to understand what I'm doing and maybe give me, he's like a business guy, so give me ideas and how I could better present myself on social media. So it was fun because he loved the entire thing. He was excited and he was like, man, you could definitely do this. And he was so shocked that like 90% of the top coaches were girls. So he was like, man, that's a lot of women. That's awesome. Like, women power right there. So he liked all of that. But my favorite part was definitely what the girls said, like the changes of the website. And I'm like a total Darren Hardy fan. So I just loved the talk that he gave about, consistency and, being able to be about his book. I forgot the name of the book. I draw a blank right now? But being able to be consistent and doing little things step by step, one step at a time, and go back to the basics and being able to be consistent about it, and from there get results. And Chalene Johnson was awesome. The curiosity marketing is definitely something my husband has been telling me to do, and it's something that I'm like, but how can I share my business if I don't know, if I can't, tell my story with the products? And so those are one of the things that so basically I thought outside the box, thinking outside the box on how to be creative in presenting yourself to your followers and to social media, without talking about the products, because you do want to create curiosity as far as what you do and what people are doing to grow your team and such. But it's fun. It was a fun second year. Definitely my first year was like, I want to do this, but my second year is more so like it kind of confirms that I do want to do it. So that's what I got from
Um, Hold on, I gotta get rid of Lukey. But awesome, Junie. Yeah, I love Junie was a go with your father. Go with Poppy. He's got something for you. The corn. Go eat corn. Okay. What was I saying? Anyways, Junie was a second timer, and I just love how when we go to Summit, like we're just reminded of the bigger picture, how every life does matter, and it's this opportunity really can be for all of us, but we just have to believe it and really go after it in a way that you really, really want it. And that's what today's big challenge is going to be about in just a minute. So, okay, thank you, Junie. Next, Jennifer. She's another first timer, and she's only been a coach for a few months. So take it away.
Can you hear me? Hi, guys. I'm a little tired today, but tired in an amazing way. It's one of those things like, you haven't had much sleep and you're exhausted, but you're still on like this natural high and you don't want to come down from it. So I was absolutely blown away by Summit. I've heard people call it like the Super Bowl of Beachbody, and that's what it felt like. You almost get a celebrity feeling while you're there, and they make you feel important, and they make you feel welcomed and appreciated and loved for all of the work that you do. And it's like sitting there, I got really emotional on the last night when they were showing the contestants and all the people that have had results, and they were just flashing photos of all the applicants, and I couldn't help but feel like that was me. When I came to Lily and I was like at the worst I could have felt, and I finally decided that I was going to go all in, and to be here 4 months later, had lost the weight, and then to experience that, there are just no words. I just was really grateful to be there, grateful for the people, and grateful for you all. A lot of the things I was going to share have already been mentioned by everyone, so I'm not going to repeat the same things. But Shalene was great with her tips about trying to, spark some curiosity from your followers. I really learned a lot from her about that, because I was one of those that was like posting about my Shakeology and what, workouts I was doing. Darren Hardy is also one of my favorites. One of the things I took away from him was just appreciating your failures. For every however many that you get that say no, that's just going to propel you to keep pushing and working harder, to be able to gain those people who have turned you down in the past. But I think one of the things that I could say that I would, I guess, name as number one was with Brendan Burchard. And I realized in his talk that I myself was limiting my vision based on my current situation, and I complained often about, not getting enough people interested in challenges or getting enough comments on things. And I just realized that none of those things matter, because your belief and your vision has to go beyond all of that. And it has to be that without a shadow of a doubt, you know that you're going to be successful regardless of what it looks like right now. And that was just so inspiring to me. So he was just saying to raise your ambitions and refuse to settle. And I'll just give you the 5 really quick because I wrote them down. To live each day with intention, and that everything you do be intentional. To no longer fear rejection, one of the things I mentioned. Jump in, face your fear, because that's right on the other side. And last but not least, find something to fight for. Whether it's, trying to gain financial freedom for your family, whether it's a family member who needs your help and only you can give it. Whatever it is, use that as a focus, fight for it, and just keep going.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you for your insight. I think all of us, like, just when you're there, just to go back to like what April said, you realize, like, sometimes you could go to other network marketings and they're talking about the new car that you can drive and walking away and firing your boss, and kind of they give you a lot of fluff. I think, like, you're going to get financial freedom, and they fluff it up so much, but being there, you're like, man, this is truly about like changing lives, and art, it starts with us, and we like can do so much good in this world, like through this company and through everything, that the ways that we can help people. So cool. Jennifer, I got to sit next to her in like the closing ceremonies, and we were just crying, and it was just, you just get the bigger picture, guys. You get the bigger picture, and awesome. Okay, so last, Jimena, are you still here? I don't see Jimena. Oh, Jimena. You can do it in Spanglish, don't worry. I know there's a lot of people here that don't speak Spanish, but if you get stuck, I can help you, so go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, ¿me escuchas? Oh my goodness, ¿me escuchan? I prefer doing it in Spanish, guys, because it's easier for me. Well, let me try, because I get nervous. I'm also a second timer. I just really confirm, like Juni said. It was like at the first, for me, it was like kind of hard, the first summit, to understand, because I think it's because of the words in English, that there were a lot of technical words that if I was hearing some things that I could understand, and then one word I couldn't understand, so I just missed the thing, the
message.
The message. So at the beginning, I was like lost at the first summit, and then I didn't even take a notebook, and it was like hard for me. Like, do you remember Lindsay and Lily? Can I borrow a piece of paper? And it was like, I just came with too much information for me, and I have never been in this kind of business. So it was like, I was just kind of lost. But even though I was like so happy, like being in all kinds of ceremonies, recognitions, and every single day you have too many things, too many, it's too much. It was too much for me at the first year. Even though I said it was like so excited, I was waiting for this year to go again. And this second year was like, okay, I understand now. It was beautiful. What I was really having like a little challenging for doing the business. And at the first time, Charlene Johnson just said with one simple sentence, and I can't even repeat it right now, but I think at the beginning of my first year, I couldn't understand how to handle the business, and I was like putting in my first place putting the business in the first place before my family. And so that's why that cost me trouble, and I couldn't balance the thing. I couldn't balance this coaching life. So I had trouble. I had hard time doing my business, but don't. Who was the one that said, Brandon or Darren, that we have to love failure, because from failures is that we're gonna learn, right?
Yeah.
So
we only have just 30 seconds. So
oh my goodness.
We only have 4 minutes left. Sorry.
Okay. It's like just give all your heart, but you have to put in your first place your husband, family, your business, of course, if you believe in God, and then you will be handling everything. It's easy, but we have to work. It's not I don't know how to explain it, that if it's too easy, it's like nothing. It's easy. We have to work, and then you will have your recompensa. Every single sacrifice that you're gonna be getting up like earlier to do your things, and then you're gonna be able to handle your home, your family. And then I just learned that I was wrong at the beginning. I couldn't handle the things, and now I understood, and it was like beautiful, like more beautiful. Yeah. It's too much to explain in few seconds, few minutes, that every single, it's too much. It's too much.
Okay, yeah, mi amor.
Okay.
We only have 3 minutes left. Of course, these calls always go by so fast, but thank you, Jimena. I know that was like your big takeaway, like balance, have our family in order, and then this business could work. But yeah, if your personal life isn't going good, it's going to be really hard to make this business work for you. So guys, we only have 2 minutes and 52 seconds left of this call. And honestly, Darren Hardy just went over the compound effect and how it's little choices every day that are going to affect our business. So messaging 2 people a day may seem small, but 2 people every day for 30 days adds up to something big. So sometimes the work that we do seems insignificant, or like, man, only 1 person commented, only 2 people did this. And we look at these numbers and we think, oh, when. But think of the compound effect. And success is hard work. And he talked about how we have to master the mundane. And I would say our business is pretty mundane. We run a challenge group every single month. We work out, we drink our shake. Like, it could seem like we're sharing the same stuff over and over again, right? But where people give up is because it's almost too easy. So then you think it's too easy. So people just give up. But it's mastering the mundane of doing it over and over, even when you don't feel like it. And that applies so much to our business. So in closing, guys, one of the biggest things he talked about was failure. And he put this graphic up that said, I heart failure. And something clicked inside of me that I thought, you know what, we are playing too safe on our team. We are just posting and hoping that people comment, and we're kind of inviting, but we're really not. And we're judging our business based on who's coming to us, who's answering, you know, like just we're using that too much. We're giving that too much leverage. And I really thought as a team, we need to step out of our comfort zone. And so he gave us a challenge, and now I want to challenge you guys. If I don't get cut off, if I do, guys, I'll put another link in the team page and just end this just for a few more minutes. But basically the challenge is 30 days, 100 no's. We are going to go for failure, guys. I want you to get a sheet of paper and put 1 through 100. And the challenge to you is that we are going to present in a simple way. I'm going to give you a simple script of how we are going to tell 100 people, not about the challenge, about the business. Because I know each one of you is here because you want financial freedom, because you want to contribute to your families. Guys, the only way it's going to happen is if you start building a team. So we got to shift our focus to focus on the business and building something, because that's how you get that residual income, and that's how the true success really comes. We need to step out of our comfort zone and invite 100 people. I'm going to give you a simple script, and you're just going to say, oh, I'm going for a failure. Give me a no, girl. Come on. And if you can invite people with that kind of like no fear, like I'm going for a failure, say no. Come on, say no to me. Then all of a sudden it's just like, who cares? Who cares? Because I'm